Hey guys, it's Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life. Thanks so much for joining me for another video. I am back today to work on this butterfly journal, hopefully to get it somewhat done. We made some great pieces of ephemera the last time with some master boards, and I really like how the way they turned out, and now we need to get them into our journal. So let's go ahead and do that. I hope you're all doing well today and finding yourself in your crafty area. And I'm just taking a look at what I have in here. I already used some of these. I'm going to take those out, but this is just some extra paper and some little bits from the kit that I haven't used, and just some general papers that I thought might work well, but I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to need these or use them. I'm going to leave them in there for now, and then let's just get started putting this stuff in. Okay, so we've got this great little enclosure that just wraps around, and again we'll just kind of recap. We have the journal card here that has a pocket in it that houses yet another journal card that you can write on, which is super cute. I like that. I'm going to tuck that in there like so. And I see that I need to just glue down just a little bit here, as it's just coming up a little bit on the edge. So I want to make sure I glue that down. Before I go ahead and list this for sale, I will go through and make sure that nothing's sticking up, poking out where it shouldn't be. Just really make sure that it is ready for sale, and that it's, you know, I'm posting an item that is you know, what's the word I'm thinking for, you guys? Posting a item that is ready for sale and in good condition is really what I want to try and say. Sorry, my words failed me there. Okay, so I like that. That's glued down now. It's just that piece of washi tape. Yeah, these washi tapes, I love them. I love the decoration of them, but the stickiness of them is not very good. So I highly recommend that you always add a little bit of adhesive to the back of them, whether it's a glue stick or art glitter glue, whatever works for you. Okay, so we have that. Now in the front here, I like this. I kind of feel like I want to do a clear pocket here. So we're going to do something a little different. Okay, and then we have our pages. And what do we have? So we've got a pocket. So that's kind of a nice place to write. Where can I put a pocket? I could do something like that. So I'm going to leave that there because I kind of like that. And then maybe let's take a look on the other side, because I kind of like to keep it balanced. So whatever I do to one side, I kind of want to make sure I've got a similar thing going on the other side of that signature, if that is easy to follow. Gosh, I just love how this faux tape worked. And is it lifting? I don't think so. I don't think it's lifting. But yeah, it looks so real. Like, I love it. And that was just with the alcohol inks and some clear labels. Okay, so we've got a pocket there. We'll flip out there. Here's the other side of that. And we do have another pocket, which admittedly I like that. So that works out well. Let's go ahead and get these in and down. And so in this one, I just did, I don't think I showed you all of them, but so to finish this one off, I rounded the corners a little bit, inked the edges. I put a little piece of lace over top here to add just another little pocket element to it. And then I've just stuck in, I've got this Everything Has Beauty. And then I just stuck in a few little pieces of ephemera, some tickets. And then there's just a little sticker here that whoever gets This journal can stick in wherever they want as they are kind of journaling away. Just some fun things to find. And then let's actually take this out while I glue it, just so I don't glue anything I don't want to. And then how I like to glue is I always put my thumb on the place where I don't want glue to be, which this instance is pretty easy because you've got the thumb notch to tell you, but you know, that's not always the case. So I just kind of remind myself by keeping my thumb in the area that I don't want glue. Okay, and then we've got this nice line that we can line it up to. Make it somewhat straight, and then we'll just kind of hold that down for a bit. So yeah, it's the day after my 5K run. I'm feeling pretty tired. I woke up this morning early and worked on an envelope for an Etsy sale. I'll show you guys that really quickly. It's still kind of drying, but I like to send my stuff out uniquely, and so that every bit of what I'm sending is usable. So let me just put a sticky note over this person's address, just so we're not breaching any privacy laws here. Okay, so minus the sticky note here, this is an envelope. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty big, but you get the idea of it. So this is just a envelope that I have collaged on, and then I collaged on the back as well. I left this open because this is where the adhesive is going to be. And chances are, if someone's going to be opening this up, you know, they could open it here, or they can, you know, slice it on the edge here so that they can use the rest of this as like a master board. So whoever gets this can definitely open it up and, you know, use it to create tags. You can actually even use it to create an entire journal cover if you kind of folded it in half. Make your own envelope journal like this. So it's just, yeah, it's a fun way to send mail. I like to make it unique and interesting because we usually just get bills in the mail, right? It's not very often that we actually get physical mail anymore other than junk mail and bills. So I wanted to make it a little more fun. So that is this. And yeah, I've got my fun typewriter where I do my addresses, I type them out, and I just think it's really fun and unique for that person. So whoever gets this, Sonia is actually the name of the woman who's getting this one, with some of my color dyed papers. I don't know if you've seen those. These are the last of them. Actually, I have one more package left. But these are my ink dyed papers that I've done up, and there's in here, I think there's 10 different colors, so it's a multi-pack of 10 different colors, and they work really well. I love playing with them myself, and I definitely need to do more, but I also have to buy inks, which you all know I can't do that right now, so I have to use what I have. So I gotta see what I have left for Distress Oxide re-inkers, because that's what I use to do my papers. So, okay, let's set this aside and get back to our project now that I think this has had some time to dry. So, okay, I really like the way that this is coming together. Makes me very happy, so we'll have to put something in there, and then we have these two tags. Okay, I love this one. So, you don't always have to use, say, an image, like a person or a butterfly, for a focal image. In this instance, I ended up doing just a poem, or like a little quote. So it says, "I'm still learning to love the parts of myself that no one claps for." And that's by Rudy Francisco. I really think that's just a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. And then here I did this cute little tag with one of those butterflies. So as you can see, these were purchased from the dollar store back when I was able to buy things. And I literally just kind of aged it a little bit with my Distress Oxide ink, or not Distress Oxide, my Distress inks, and my little inker doodad thing here. So I can take down the white of that just a little bit, and it just fits into the journal a little nicer. So, and I thought that would be a fun topper for a tag instead of, you know, the usual lace or twine or whatever it is that we typically use. And then I've got just a little bit of book page that I put on here. This is, again, all made from that one master board that I did on camera yesterday. Use some of that vintage tape, a little Tim Holtz person, and like I said, that tag. And then I just wrap the tape around the back because I like kind of having the image kind of flow to the back as well. And yeah, so that is those fun little pieces. So this one we could probably just tuck in here like that. Okay, let's go back, and is this one gonna look nice in there? Of course it is, because these two go together. Look at that. See, that's a nice thing about also with doing your master board, is that everything kind of matches and goes together. I don't know why I just put that lid back on, because I need to glue this down. That wasn't very smart of me. I'm starting to feel better, so that's always good. My brain's starting to come back to life and able to function again. I tell you, it takes a little while for the meds to kick in and to work, but I'm getting there. So, okay. So yeah, thank you to everyone who is still with me on this journey. I'll try not to talk about it too much because I'm sure you don't want to hear all those struggles, but just know that if you are someone who does need help, I am always here to listen. My email is should be in my drop down box down there. So if you do need someone to talk to, let me know. I'm always here for you. Okay. That needs a little bit more glue because it is not sticking down. Gotta hold it a little bit longer. Sometimes impatient. So I tried to fix the color. I'm not sure I really did a good job. But with my lighting situation, if I turn off my ring light, it's better for you guys, but I have a harder time seeing. You know, that whole thing of getting old, I think that's really what it is about. You can't really see in low lit areas. That's kind of where I am. But if I turn it on, then this is like super white for you guys. So I kind of played around with little color settings. I feel like all the colors look true right now to what I am seeing. Yeah, I feel like they're pretty similar from what I'm seeing, I guess, like on my end of things. It could probably be very different on your end. But yeah, hopefully that looks a little better. Okay, so this is giving me some troubles. And I am going to fix that by using one of these awesome, amazing jumbo paper clips that I found at Staples eons ago, and I had them, and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm going to use them for. I knew I wanted to use them in my journal, but they've actually worked out really well for clipping things down to glue, to hold it to glue, or to sew in signatures. So I am putting together a little package for my friend Lori. Hello, Lori. And these are definitely going to be some items that are going in there for her. Let me just make sure that that's where I want it to hold. Oh, what did I do? I glued them onto the same side. What? I am such a numpty. How did I do that? Why did I do that? It's not supposed to go there. That was supposed to go on the other side of the signature to balance it out. Which is where? Here. Oh. Okay, no, that's okay. That's fine. Every mistake is fixable, guys. That's the beautiful thing about junk journaling. Okay, so obviously I wanted this one to be on this side. Can't take it off now because anything stuck with art glitter glue is stuck with art glitter glue. So that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's just continue making. We'll find something to go on that page. And I've lifted my glue again. Okay, let's put the tag in there. Put the glue down. Oh, you guys, this is kind of par for the course. I had one of those days Friday at work, and I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to coordinate questioning we've got multiple counsel, which can get confusing, especially if there's cross claims. So if you don't know, I work at a law firm. I'm a legal assistant. And I do personal injury. And so I'm trying to coordinate questioning dates with 2 other counsels. So that means that there's counsel for us on the plaintiff side. There's counsel for the defendant because we're the plaintiff and we named a defendant, but then the defendant decided they want to sue us back. So then they have counsel because their insurance, this is weird, okay. So their insurance company as a defendant, their insurance company will hire a lawyer for them to represent them. But then if they want to have a counterclaim, they have to hire a different lawyer to be counsel for them on the plaintiff side. And same thing with us. We usually do plaintiff work. And if our client needs to defend a claim, then they have to actually go through their insurance company, and the insurance company assigns defense counsel for them. That's why you have insurance here. That's just the way it works here in Alberta. So I had to coordinate. In the end, it's like 4 different law firms that I have to coordinate with, 3 other, including us, right? 3 others plus us, sorry. And so anyways, I was not hearing back from everybody, and I was trying to get it straight in my head who I still needed to hear from on questioning dates. And I emailed this one lawyer. I'm like, hey, haven't heard from your assistant on questioning dates. Just wanted to know, are these dates that we proposed good for you? And he emails me back. He's like, I'm so-and-so's lawyer from Aviva, and yeah, we've already responded. I'm like, oh my God, I totally emailed the wrong lawyer. I was supposed to email a different lawyer. And I'm like, okay, just letting you know, I've had a really rough week. I'm so sorry about this mistake. I apologize. Maybe I can do a Jedi mind trick here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. You don't remember a thing. And I said, you know, I really apologize for this inconvenience. And he, like a good sport that he is, says, what inconvenience? And he just totally played along with it. And so I wrote back, I like your style. I like the way you roll. Thank you. I'm sorry. So yeah, it was just one of those days where, you know, your brain just isn't clicking. Yeah, it was one of those for me. So anyways, I'm hoping that this weekend I can get my head straight, get everything figured out, and not make really bad mistakes like that. Well, it's not a bad mistake. I mean, everybody knows everyone has a bad day. The industry is pretty good. I mean, you have those few that are like, kind of jerks, but for the most part, everyone's really good to deal with. So, and I always try and be nice to the assistants because they're just like us. They just want to get the work done, and it's no animosity on our part. But the lawyers tend to stir up trouble between themselves, and us assistants are like, really? Stop poppycocking. Let's just do the work. Let's just get it done for the clients. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to put this journal card in. I might actually do it with a paper clip. So I haven't decided how I'm going to do this one yet. But I'm kind of liking it here, because I like how this is decorated on this side, and then this kind of mirrors it a little bit on this side. So let's grab a clip. I have some fun ones, actually some kind of gold ones that mimic that large one. Let's do that. Let's use that guy. I think that would be fun. And then, you know what I want to also do? Oh, I'm making a lot of noise. Oh, goodness, throwing things around. I have the rest of the pieces. Sorry, I'm coming back, I promise. I have some of the pieces I haven't fully... Oh, there's the other labels. Don't mind me. Just scatterbrained over here. Okay, and I want to grab some of these sacks, these little prescription bags, because I have a poop ton of them after I was sorting. But which kind do I want? Do I want the white ones or do I want brown ones? Let's bring some of each. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I should have been a little more organized, but that wouldn't be the truth, right? We're trying to be honest here about what goes on. Not everybody is organized and ready to go. Not everybody can work that way. I kind of like to fly by the seat of my pants. Some of my best work is... I was going to say some of my best work is done by the seat of my pants, but that does not sound good, does it? No, 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 not that way. You know what I mean. Spontaneity is how I like to roll. That's probably a more appropriate way to put that. So I was thinking whether or not I wanted to glue his little wings down. I think I'm going to leave them up like that. I kind of like it. And I'm going to just scooch you out just a bit so that you can see a little bit more of the goings on, except that is a bit annoying for you guys. Okay, that's perfect. That's good for me, and I think that's good for you. Okay, so obviously, oh, there's still a receipt in here. What is this? Yes, prescriptions. Wonderful. Okay, we don't need that. So yes, the bonus about prescriptions, other than making me less psychotic, I guess, right? Win-win, is that you get these really cool prescription bags. And so you can definitely make them into things. And I think I want to make something. I also have these little ones that my mom had given to me last time I was over at her place. So I think one of these is the perfect size. So let's decorate one of these bad boys up. And we'll use some of this ephemera as well. We'll cut it out. I like these medallions. I got to figure out how I'm going to use these medallions. Might use them on the sack. I'm not sure. I'm going to pause you for one quick second, and I am going to set up my brother's scan and print to cut these out because I don't like cutting circles. So let me pause you for 1 second. I'll get that started and then we can continue on working. Okay, so I've got my brother's scan and cut going in the background. You might be able to hear it. Sorry about that. Oh, this is like perfect for this. Tell me that that was not meant to be, right? Okay, so we're totally going to do this for this with something else. Okay, so I've got it cutting out the medallions because I don't like cutting out circles, but I don't mind fussy cutting stuff like this. Circles and I just don't work well together. So, okay, let's go ahead and work on this. I'll put this bad boy aside. So I think I'm making this. Let's just double check on where I am putting it. That's there. That. So it's going to go here. Now do I want it to go here? Let's just hold this here. So I kind of like the structure of this wing against that wing. If you can see, it just kind of mirrors it a bit. I like that, but let's check it out on this side. No, I like it way better on this side. So this little pocket that we're going to create out of this little teeny tiny paper bag is going to go on this side. So I'm going to keep this as a bookmark. Look at that, see? You can also use it as a bookmark instead of a tie. So we'll just work on that. Oh, am I done already? Are you done cutting already? You are? Fantastic, okay. I'm still really learning this bad boy because I also have a silhouette machine and I have a curio. I know, right? The curio actually is at my mom's right now. She's been playing with it, but I definitely want to bring it back and try playing with it with some metal cutting, my curio. So I do like those machines, but I did not find, like, look how beautifully that cuts out, guys, right? There's no way I could have cut these out in that length of time. There is a bit of a learning curve with the Brother though, as opposed to the Silhouette, and I haven't played around. Look at that. See? Perfect circles, or near so. No, they look pretty perfect to me. Yeah, so I have to play around with the software that it comes with a little bit more. I'm really, like, my head is really geared to the Silhouette software, so yeah, I kind of have to do a little bit there, but yeah, it works really well for helping with fussy cutting. Some things it gets confused on, and so it'll actually, instead of tracing the whole medallion, it'll trace like the butterfly, and then you have to go in and kind of delete those out. And I'm sure there's a faster way you can do it on the software itself, but I just do it right from the machine. I don't have it hooked up to go to my computer yet, because for what I'm using it for right now, it's working. So the mat itself is not too bad. I like the size of it. But my criticism of all these types of mats is the adhesive on them. They're either not strong enough or they're too strong and rip your paper. So I've kind of gotten around that, or it, you know, or it does things like this. I don't know if you can see, but the mat has now a kind of like a little crease here where the knife kind of cut it a little bit. But that's okay. I actually use, to re-stick my mat, right now, I know you can use I think it's the Pixie spray. That's hard to get here in Canada. So right now I'm just using this sticky note spray that I got at Walmart. I got this, again, I haven't bought anything this year, guys, except for art glitter glues. I think art glitter glue was the only thing I've purchased supply-wise. Anyways, so I use this sticky note spray, and it kind of comes out stringy, but it gives me enough tack that it's going to hold the piece of paper on the mat while it cuts, and then it's not too sticky that I can get my little knife underneath there, and it's not going to destroy the paper too much on the back. It's got a little bit, but again, oh no, that was just the adhesive itself. So I find that it doesn't destroy my paper, the backs of my paper. So that's what I do with my Brother's Scan-In kit. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. If you don't like fussy cutting circles like me, it's great. It does a ton of things, guys. It works very similar to the Silhouette. But the Silhouette Scan, I know the Silhouette has the Pick Scan mat. I have never gotten that thing to work for the life of me. No matter what I do, I've bought different mats, I've tried different techniques. It's just, it was so frustrating because I did spend a lot of money on that machine, and it was supposed to do that really well. But by far, I think the Brother does a much better job in my mind. So that's just me. And it's nice that I can actually cut things without having to go to my computer or do things on my computer. I can do it right there from the machine itself. And I think you can do that now on the newer Silhouette machines. But anyways, and these machines are not necessary either, guys. Sorry, I know I'm kind of taking long getting this off, but those types of machines are not necessary for junk journaling. I had them well before because I also like to make t-shirts with vinyl, and I make, you name it, I make it. Honestly, I've done all sorts of arts and crafts and creating. So the machine works well for me, and I like that my kids can use it for, you know, school, although they don't take full advantage of it. I thought, you know, if I had this type of machine available to me when I was doing projects in school, I would have gotten A's for sure. But my kids, I'm like, hey, you want to use the Silhouette machine to create da-da-da? They're like, nah. I'm like, okay. Just thought I'd give you that option. Okay, so we have this. I'm just trying to see which one of these medallions might look nice on there, because we definitely want to add some layers to this. Oops. That's not bad. That's Contender. Didn't really so much like get this guy, but these two are Contenders. No. 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 So is it a good thing that it kind of blends in, or is it a bad thing? I kind of like that. Okay, so now we're just kind of auditioning things to see what might look good. You're in the maybe pile. No and no. Okay, so now I have these fantastic pieces cut out for other ephemera or other projects. So that is great. And it didn't take long. Okay. First things first, second things second. Let's get this on our sack. As Miss Gail Agustinelli says, a sack. Or here in Canada, we call it a paper bag. Paper sack, paper bag. I think they are all the same thing. I'm going to use art glitter glue because I do not trust my glue stick on this. I just think, actually, I'm going to do both. I lied. Let's do both. We'll use both, and then we're doubly sure that it's not going to go anywhere. So this has a little thumb notch. I don't want to glue the space where the thumb notch is cut out. Otherwise, we'll glue our bag closed, and that would not be so cool. That kind of defeats the purpose. And then I'll just go around here on the edges, and that will just ensure that our edges are secured down as well. And it gives, having that layer of glue stick will also give us a little bit more time to shimmy things into place. Because if we were just solely using art glitter glue, once stuck is stuck, right? So that's kind of the way it goes. And I want to do minimal cutting. So I'm going to try and line that up. Grab my little smoother. And if you're wondering what this is from Pampered Chef. It came, there's a couple of them that came with my cast iron pans that I got. And they just work really slick. You can also use old credit cards, old loyalty cards, whatever you have, a rolling pin, a brayer, you know, whatever works for you. Your hands, that all works. It's just, you're going to find a tool that works for you and just go with it. If you are looking to purchase these, give me a message, give me an email, and I have a rep here, Pampered Chef rep, that I can get you in touch with, and she can help you get these. Okay? All right, so moving along. So yeah, saving little paper bags. I even saved, last time we were in Vegas, which was a while ago, I even saved the cutlery bags from, I can't remember what restaurant we were at that they gave us cutlery bags, but I asked all my friends, like my friends who were there with us, I'm like, hey, can I have your cutlery bags? They're like, yeah, why? Like, oh, they're perfect for pockets for junk journaling. So I brought those home with me. Can you imagine? I'd like to know, okay, if there's anybody who works in a restaurant who has bags like that, I'll show you them really quick. Hang on. Oh, I gotta give myself a little more leash here. Where are they? They're not quite as thick or as long as paper bags. Here's one. Okay. Okay, so this is what they were. So our cutlery came in bags like this, right? How cool is that? So they would look great for long, skinny journals. Wouldn't that work great? You can even fold them up like this and then have like a double pocket. So you can have a pocket here. You can have a pocket here. Oh, can you see that? So a pocket here and a pocket here. You can have a triple pocket, a quadruple pocket. So you could glue it on the page and have a pocket back here. See back there? And then a pocket in here. Then a pocket in here. You could cut this open and then there would be a pocket in there. And you could even side tuck, make that a side tuck instead of a pocket. There's all sorts of different things you can do with these. You can make a little tiny mini journal. little wide mini journal. Make this the cover. It's endless. Only your imagination is what's stopping you from figuring out more ideas to do with these. So if you work at a restaurant where you have these, let me know. I want to work out a deal with you. I would like to get some more of these. I think they would be a lot of fun to work with. I only have, I think, 2 or 3 of them. So of course I'm hoarding them because I'm like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to find more. I don't know when I'm going to the States next. Not anytime soon. So that is what I would like. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my little round puncher doodad here to repunch that thumb notch. And it won't matter if it's perfect because you're not really going to see. But close enough is close enough. Well, that's a little... That bag already had a flaw in it. It was already moved way to the side before me. Just letting you know that. See, that's where it was. I cut it out perfectly, but it was just more to the right. Oh well, not a big deal. Gives it character. It's perfectly imperfect. It's unapologetically it. Okay, let's put our glue, pin back in the glue. Okay, next up I want some cheesecloth, which I have my fabric just kind of under me here. Let me just pull that out. I have a bag of stuff. I know I have some cheesecloth in here, but I also just piled a whole bunch of fabric in here. There we go. Yeah, I got some fabric to work with, guys. We're gonna have to get on this because this is too much. It's too much fabric. I say it's too much, but ooh, you should see what my mom has for fabric. Oh, she's got fabric for days, but she's putting it to good use, aren't you, Mama Bear? Making up those quilts. Okay. So cheesecloth. One of my favorite things. So you can tea dye, coffee dye. You can distress re-inker dye, make it any color you want. You can keep it as is. I will end up just using my little sponge dauber to go over it, likely, just to age it up a bit. Okay. And again, just pulling it apart because I want that kind of messy look to this. And I'm going to use my distress inker here. Just kind of dab it on, and then that just brings the white off of it. So it's not so stark white. Gives it more of that aged look without having to coffee dye anything. Use these ones here, just a little bit sharper for these strings. You can keep the strings on if you like. I just want a little more controlled, messy, cleaner, messy look. Okay, so if I put that there, we need to ink first. And I might need to get a new re-inker. That used to be a dome. Oops, not so much anymore. I took my Distress Oxide ink pad. It's a big full ink pad. I took it upstairs with me because I'm working on just some embellishments when I'm up there in the evenings. And I needed to have some ink there with me, and I didn't want to have to be like forgetting my ink upstairs versus, coming downstairs where my art room is. And I kind of actually really enjoy working with the Distress Ink Oxides. It gives another different look than to the inks themselves. The oxides are just a bit more chalky look to them. So yeah, try it out. If you haven't tried the Distress Oxide inks, give them a go. Again, it's just another different type of look. I think we like that. Is that light going to be okay? There. Hopefully that's a little better. Okay. Now that one's okay. So I'm looking at this type of butterfly here. See how it's kind of got those, I call them like moth-like wings. The moth-like wings are the ones that have these little ripples, little tendrils or whatever you want to call them. They're just a little bit different than your regular butterfly like this, right? So I think I want kind of maybe one of those, but I only have one. That's not bad. But do we want to do the rule of 3? Is it the rule of 3 that I'm really quite enjoying here? And I think it is. 3 butterflies that, if for some reason, see, I bet this would look better now. Maybe. No, I like this better. Okay, there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer, you guys. You do whatever makes sense and feels good to you. Okay, so what we need to do is glue that on. Now there's a couple different ways we could do this. I think I'm going to use a little bit of glue stick and then some Fabri-Tac. So I'm just going to put a wee bit of glue stick here. And then I will use some Fabri-Tac. I was getting the big bottles of Fabri-Tac, but I found that it was literally congealing in the bottom. I guess I wasn't using it fast enough. I don't know. But I definitely like the smaller bottle better to work with as it is. Like the bigger bottle was just too cumbersome. So, and I'll just give a little, kind of smear that around. Having that glue stick on there too, again, just gives it another little bit more of a slicker surface, slidier surface, slicker surface. For that Fabri-Tac to go on, and then it gives you again just a little bit more wiggle room. I suppose we do want to ink this up a little bit, just so those edges aren't too white. Oh, I love that Brother Scan and Cut, you guys. I mean, there's definitely some images it gets confused with and has troubles with, but I'm sure if you actually go in the program itself, you can work those kinks out. I just haven't had the time to play with it quite yet to figure that out. All right, so I like to use just this old credit card, or actually I think it's this guy that I usually use because it's got more of a slick surface. It doesn't have the embossed bumping of the card itself. But just to hold, push that down. There we go. And then, what else do we need? I feel like it needs something down here, and I think I know what it is. I want to bring in some gold tones. And I believe somewhere here I should have little gold kind of beads. I should. Where would they have gone? This is the tricky part, though, about letting children into your craft space. I love, love, love when my kids come and craft and they want to be creative. I do cringe and get a little snarky out of sorts when they don't put things back properly. There we go. And I shouldn't get twisted up about that because they're being creative. But I do. If you have any ideas on how to help me not be so anal retentive about letting my children into my area, think that's going to look nice. We'll just use these ones. I think they should come up in a strip. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if I had things... No, I was going to say... Yeah, that was dumb. Let me just finish the sentence so you can laugh along with me here. I was going to say, maybe if I had things more organized and labeled correctly, that they'd actually put them in the correct areas, but no. I've done that. I've had things immaculately organized. I've had labels of places for things, like even within our house, not just my craft room. Do you think they get back there? No. No, they do not. They're just not at the age yet where it matters for them. And then they get mad when they can't find their things. They're like, who moved my shoes? I'm like, Mom, where are my shoes? Well, gee, the last time I wore them was never, so I don't know what you did with your shoes. You know, they're always blaming me. You moved them because you cleaned up. Well, I wouldn't have moved them. I wouldn't have had to clean up if you put them away properly. Please tell me I'm not the only one who struggles with this. Yeah, Mom, I know. I hear you. You're going to be like, you said the same thing when you were a kid. But it's different now, Mom, because I'm the adult now. So I apologize to you for not understanding your organizational process. I get it now that I'm an adult, and I'm sorry it took me to get to being an adult and having kids of my own for me to frickin' realize this, that there's a method to the madness. I get it now. I get it from my mother. Okay, so I think that's cute. We just have to glue this on. Is there anything else? So again, the rule of 3 or the rule of 5, odd numbers, is kind of a great way to check yourself if you don't think that you're doing something correctly. Again, with junk journaling, that's the beauty of this art, is it doesn't have to be perfect. But if you think that something doesn't look right, check your rule of odds or your rules of 3, your rules of 5. So, for instance, this somehow to me looked better because I have 1, 2, 3 butterflies, and I have 1, 2, 3 elements that I layered, and then let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, well, that's even, but that's okay because it fits perfectly there. But I may have only wanted to do odd numbers there as well. In this instance, I don't think it matters because I've got, it kind of balances and gives it a place for your eye to land. So, and then the triangle, your eye will kind of, if it goes into a triangle, the way it looks, it's more pleasing to the eye, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get this done and done because we're already at 48 minutes and we've got one thing done. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just, I don't know if we'll keep this a longer video, shorter video. Maybe we'll just keep this a shorter video. We'll get this done. I'll put it into the journal and then I'll just restart a video for another day, but I'll just kind of keep going in my time. Okay, hopefully move this so you guys can see. There. I love working with reversible tweezers, you guys. I have 2 pairs. Again, one is upstairs and one is down here. And it just, because I don't like glue on my hands. I don't like the feeling of dry glue on my hands. It's easier to place things, and yeah, just sometimes makes working with tinier, fiddlier things a little bit more tolerable. Okay, so there we go. We have a quick little sack ready to go as being a pocket in our journal. And since we have this bookmarked of where we want to put it, we know exactly where it's going to go. We might not know what's going in it yet, but that is okay. Ooh, I like. Would you guys like to see? How would I put it on camera so you can see? That would be nice and thoughtful of me, wouldn't it? Okay. See? Yeah? Yeah, I like it. Okay. Let's get it down, and I think I'm going to glue it on the 3 sides and have something tucked in here. I think that's how I would like it. So with that being said, I'm actually, yeah, I'm just thinking, and it hurts, sorry. I'm thinking if I want to glue the back of this down so it doesn't impede sliding things in and out, or if I want to just, I think I'm just going to put glue all over this and then just have this area. Does that make sense? You picking up what I'm trying to throw out there? If not, just watch. You'll see what I mean. Okay, and then we'll go up the side here. And by no means am I making straight lines. That's okay. And we'll just use this line that they've already got on here for us to measure it up on. Then we kind of know it's somewhat straightish. Okay, I like the look of that. There. And then it still opens up enough that we can get something cool and interesting in there. And then it opens here to tuck something in. Okay, let's not play with it right away, Chala. Let's give it some time to stick down. Okay, so that is what we got done today. What did we get done? Well, we got our pockets put in here, so we can now take this off. This should be dry. And don't tell me you glued down valley thingy. No, you're just in there. Okay. So if you have a tight pocket, like I have here, take your bone folder and just kind of go in and gently, well, that's not even glued in the bottom. That's not very helpful. So we'll just kind of knock everything around. Let's try that again. Let's put a squidge of glue in there. And then I'll hold it down with this. So we got, see what I mean by I always go back and make sure everything's perfect. Glued down like it's supposed to be. Okay, so I'm just going to, what did I do with that tag? There it is. I'll just put this in here. So we've got this pocket glued on, and that's the corresponding tag that's going to go in there. And I kind of like how this kind of mimics this. Can you see that? Just kind of plays off of it just a little bit. That scalloped kind of edging just kind of mimics the scalloped edging around this. And this is a Leanna Scrap digital on Etsy. You can check her out. And then we've got this pocket that we put on the other side, which is okay. We've got these little things in there. And we'll fix those once that has glued down. And then we've got a little sack here that we can put in. Something in, I'm not sure what. And then, yeah, we'll just continue on. I'm going to put something on this side as well. And I think I know what it is. So yeah, we'll just have to, you'll have to come back for the other video to see what we end up doing further throughout this journal. So thanks so much for joining me for today's video. Oh, and we also clip this in. I think that looks good. Okay, so when we come back on the next video, I want to do the either a vellum pocket or an acetate pocket here so that I can kind of mimic on the back. And then we will create maybe some belly bands and some more tags and pockets. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed our time together. Go ahead and let me know what you think of everything, and if you have any lines on finding utensil sacks like this, I'd really love it. All right, take care, enjoy your day, and P.S. I love you.